see what it is, man. We on my brother on daddy duties. You know, getting uncut raw right now.
I gotta take it back a little bit, you know, because I ain't done the Real Talk with Zeb in a minute, man. So we're gonna do a little quick recap, man, for the people that don't know y'all, man. First of all, to my left, to y'all right on the cameras, I got my man Big Wolf. We're gonna take it back, you know, for the longest time, you know, ran the streets in Baltimore, and during that time you shot 13 times on 5 different occasions, lost your leg to the streets, and from that point you grew over time, and out of the uprising that took place in Baltimore, out of the ashes birthed 300 Gangstas. Talk about that.
Well, we weren't supposed to be here in the first place. You know, as people know who I am, I'm a blood, and it was my job to be on the front line, you know, fucking the police up and protecting the community. So that's how 300 Gangstas was born. To be honest with you, it's more like there's nothing but a bunch of gangsters out there protecting the people in the stores, stuff like that. So that's how it basically was born.
Now, to my right, y'all left on the camera, we got PFK Boom. Now, for many that don't know your story, we're gonna take it back a little bit. You can tell your story, falsely of getting accused of murder at the time, and how you grew from that experience.
Exactly. Well, like my daughter, great answer for y'all. Growing from the experience was more the educational part that I had to learn through that a lot of young black men throughout the whole United States was going through, which is getting charged with murders or maybe crimes that they did not do. A lot of us tend to just put it on our back and say, well, that's the way it is, police brutality or police, you know, locking us up illegally. We just took it for many decades in Baltimore as, you know, they're just the way it is. It was so much that's the way it is before I got even born in 1974 that those conditions even seemed okay to the generation before me. Myself, I just always made an overstanding that I would actually educate myself to the judicial process, the ins and outs, and even at times at that point you could still have all your dots in order and do the inequalities and the systematic racism and things like that. As I did, found myself charged with a murder that I had, you know, nothing to do with things like that. So I educated myself, joined this movement called Out for Justice, which was an all ex-offender-led organization that better served me to be a returning citizen. Legislation from the political end all the way from Washington, D.C., Annapolis in Maryland, all the way to City Hall in Baltimore, to the street politics as well. And that what made me be a person that was pretty worthy to be the political arm of 300 Gangstas. Everybody got their lanes, and that's what I am. I also like to let people know that 300 Gangstas is not just the arm of a lot of, you know, vanguards. We have just regular citizens. We also have women. You know, Gangsta is that woman that's sitting in that aisle waiting to see you over to jail and got to lead a baby and got to work 2 jobs and come see you Saturday and have that package there for you next week. In these ills we in, you know, that's Gangsta. So yeah, again, me being able to handle the politics that's in everyday life in our homes, all the way to the streets, which our philosophy is a streets to the seats philosophy, which is the political seats. And you know, that's where I come in at. So again, as you see, I was better able to educate myself through a condition. No fault of mine, no fault to the next man, but the reaction is, what are you going to do afterward? And what you see here today, with my position in 300 Gangstas and camaraderie we have, brotherhood, sisterhood we have, this is what you get. Knowledge is power if you use it, you know what I mean, this way.
Now, I gotta ask now, with 300 Gangstas, do you think it would have been harder to form 300 Gangstas if it wasn't for the fact that it started out of the uprising of what happened here in Baltimore, where a lot of the gangsters came together to help their city during that time?
Definitely, I know that it would not have happened, but the work that is being done collectively now as a collective force, it was just like with myself. I've been doing this work for about 15 years. You know, 300 Gangstas was formed 2 years, you know, pretty much, you know, after the, you know, the uprisings, of course. So I was already, you know, in my lane going to Annapolis, going to Elijah Cummings' office, going to Mike Miller's office. These are names of politicians that you address your ills to that's throughout our whole city and state. So individually, it was that moment in time when the uprising came, we all had the opportunity to be at one spot, one time. And I'll just say that if you claim to be anything before that day, which would have been August 26th, 2015, what you was then is what you was on the 15th. If you was a gangster, and I don't think many understand even what that is. Gangsters govern their community. Gangsters take care of their home. Gangsters the one that's saying yes ma'am, no sir. Gangsters the one that's helping the bags across the street. Gangsters going to PTA meetings to schools that their kids don't even go to. Gangsters are making sure that the next neighbor, meaning literally your next door neighbor, is living just as comfortable if you possibly can as yourself. Like this gangster word that we have been misconstrued with today's holding the gun sideways and hanging out the window and these words with no education behind you. GEDs and degrees do not validate you to be smart, but it does validate that at least let me know and someone knows you're in the game. You see what I'm saying? Anybody, I got 12-year-olds I know got guns, got drugs, got more money than the average citizen that's asking for money. That's easy. But to refuse from that, to empower that young 12-year-old and many things like that to make him change and not be a walking merchandise person. I'm talking about entrepreneurship. You know, that's gangster. You know what I mean? Believe it or not, Donald Trump is a gangster. But he's the gangster on the other end that the society's perceiving today. What gangster is, that's what a gangster is. Disregarding young kids, disregarding immigrants, disregarding. See, as a gangster and a governor of my community, I gotta look at everything. From the ant to the roach to how the trash is being picked up. It's so deep, this word, that even someone would give you the word gangster is being unfit to some people that don't even deserve that word. Do we call everybody a pope? I know a lot of Muslims, but are there Muslims at Lexington Market? No, I call them Huslims. Just because you throw a kufi on doesn't make you a Muslim. You can't be a Christian and a coward at the same time. So where was all the cloth when the uprisings kicked off? It says in the Bible it's a day to die. I'm waiting to see the day that the Christians feel as though they need to put some work in to die for a cause. I'm not knocking them because I know that Ryder did, which was that, Jesus is their template. That man died on the cross at 30-something going hard body. Prodigy lived longer than him, you know what I mean? So, these are the things that most people who get a perception of who Boom is and Wolf is, I call them porch monkeys. And till something happened to them, that's when they run to me and Wolf. Could you help me with this? My house got broken in, and now that gangster thing go out the window because now we can give them a service. All the way down to Papa Lock, all the way down to governing your child, all the way down to governing your house when you're gone. 300 gangsters had people houses when the riots kicked off. People was giving us their houses. Y'all not gonna be safe. Y'all can stay here. Leaving, going to their family members' house to give us houses so that we could be safe because the government wanted to kill us. It still do. This comes with that. It comes with that. But no, 300 gangsters and many things that society, if you look real back, if you look at the Black Panthers, they was not here prior to police brutality, governing the community, KKK, and then they left, of course, the Bloods and Crips to govern them after the attack came on. So what did the government do? They defecated all on the blood line, the red line, and many other lines that were out here trying to empower their communities from the ills that were thrown upon them. So no, it wouldn't. The beautiful, that's what beauty comes from. Explosions. That's how the world came to be formed, from darkness to light. It was a big explosion. And April 27th was an explosion that this city needed to wake up man, woman, and child. My daughter is not even going to be raised the same as my other kids was that are 20 years old. The way I had to raise them then is totally different the way I'm going to have to raise her now. I'm at the raise, this Winnie Mandela type of raising what we got to do here. Afeni Shakur. I cannot do the Betty Shabazz thing. No harm, no foul, no knock. But I need a revolutionary.
Just speaking on that, when you were talking about with the Black Panthers, one of the things that 300 Gangsters likes to do is feed the homeless.
That's my brother lane, real heavy.
Want to talk about that, Big Wolf? Because I heard in the interview one time that you talked about that. After losing your leg and one of the checks that you get monthly, you use that to feed the homeless with.
Yeah, I don't get no money out of this. Nope. I don't get no help out of this, no support. I don't get no loans. I don't get none of this. You feel me? Anything I do for people is out my own personal pocket. So That's what I do on a regular. But I've been doing this for years though.
Yeah.
This ain't nothing new. I'm doing it before I even got shot. You know, we've been going on downtown, flags hanging, feeding the homeless. So this is nothing new, but it's always something I always wanted to do. So my bad, baby. So for me to just want to feed them, that's light. I mean, but we great stop that. To be honest with you, I'm gonna keep it 100 with you. We great stop that because it's becoming a trend. You know what I'm saying?
Meaning what?
It's more like everybody wants to say, I did that. It don't have nothing to do with, you know, as far as it being from the heart. You know what I'm saying? Or just it's in you to do that. It's not like that no more. It's more like, you know what I'm saying? Look at me, y'all. I'm done feeding the people. I'm done playing my part. You know what I'm saying? And I don't respect that. So I don't want to be.
You know, that's interesting that you say that, because I was going to ask about that. Your thoughts, like in the conscious community, do you find people that want to grab more your coattails a little bit? You be like,
they do it all the time. They do it all the time, homie, but we know better though. That's just not going to happen. You know what I'm saying? Some small, tiny handful who we deal with, and the rest we don't, because we know the ones that's really genuine. You know what I'm saying? That's not a whole lot. You know, especially when it comes to feeding the people. It's a small, tiny handful.
Have you dealt with any that you feel like you won't deal with no more?
For what?
The conscious community that you feel.
Hell yeah.
What is that anyway?
To me, conscious to me is you're aware. For the community crap, I don't know nothing about that bullshit, but I'm just aware of what's going on in the world, period. You know what I'm saying? Me being a part of a conscious community, it seems like everybody got a community now. Everything at the end of it is community. You know what I'm saying? That's a bunch of bullshit. So I just focus on what we got going on. We don't have ties with no other organization except the NOI and FOI.
I was going to ask that because I see every time a lot, they always with you.
Because we met in the uprising. You know what I'm saying? That's what we met at. We met in the mist.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? We met during the before the pepper spray and all that crap. We met during they was shooting out the little French grenades. We met right there. I mean, we met in the paint, fighting the people, man. We met right there. So I can't align myself with nobody else. I refuse to. And a lot of you cats, man, y'all selling out now. I mean, I'm starting to see a lot of stuff on Facebook. You know what I'm saying? Y'all selling out to the government and the councilmen. Y'all getting a check now. Man, y'all niggas not feeling it, man. That's why I will never align myself out with nobody else except the NOI, FOI. Period. I'm not doing it. A lot of you cats is frauds, man. Y'all not really out here for the people, man. Them boys out here every day.
In the trenches.
In the trenches, homie.
Trenches.
No gun. Just them, their suits and bow ties, their bean pots, and their final call, homie. In the trenches. I have to respect that, homie. I have to give them the utmost respect. I tip the hats up to you guys, homie. Because no one else is doing that.
No mega churches, none of that.
No one is doing
corner
that.
churches.
None.
Man, listen.
Only one close to it was B. Gaddy, and she been dead about 10 years. B. Gaddy been dead about 10 years.
No one else is doing that, homie. Like literally, like Big Gaddy was feeding the people, like really feeding the people.
Still need money every goddamn year.
Like, come on.
Still needed money, and we know that. Like, we still ringing her name in 2017.
But them boys in the trenches, homie. They like, they got my. Bottom line, they got my respect. They in the trenches. When something pop off, they right there. Before it pop off, they right there. They at your door. You need anything? You out here? What's going on? They out in the trenches, homie. No one else is doing that. No one else is doing that. So what people tend to do is they got a tendency to want to hop on their bandwagon and try to get them in. You know what I'm saying? And say, yeah, I'm with the FOI in a while. But they not stupid. They know what you up to. They know what you up to. Us, our relationship with them starts from the uprising, and it's still strong since day 4. Because they know for a fact if they call us, we pulling up. No questions asked. Only thing we need is time and location, and we pulling up, and vice versa. Vice versa. So it's to me it's 300 gangsters, NOI or nothing. That's how I'm carrying it, man. Real talk.
Now, you being the political arm of 300 Gangsters, you know, it's that the thing going on in DC October 5th to 9th. What's your role in that?
I'll probably be speaking.
Which one's that?
That's the joint October, the Black Men's March.
Oh, the flyer joint?
Flyer
Oh, yeah, I'm there. That's pre-joint, right?
Yeah, that's definitely what it needs to be done. A men's conference is just that. Where you can weed out, you can address, you can meet some people you never did. It's not like the Million Man March. The good part about this conference, most of the people that's going, me and Wolf know, I don't know if anybody else know, as many as people we would know, from engagement and from our work that we do. We ain't party, we ain't never, you'll never catch me and Wolf and us in no club party with nobody to say we done work. Anybody that is on that whole flyer that I don't know about Cornell West, that's out my lane. I'm a revolutionary. That's scholar a little bit. Watkins, Dr. Watkins, I think his name is. He'll be there. So I'm intrigued to meet, hear those type of guys that I have from the intellectual institution, revolutionary. But yeah, out there, this is what we got to do. And there's a lot of people that don't know 300 Gangsters. People are scared of us. I'm not gonna lie to you, and they'll lie to you. Yeah, they like what we doing, but how could you? I mean, with something I like, I get involved in. Like, I don't understand it. Like,
I gotta ask that because
it's gonna be a clash too.
Oh, it's gonna be a clash.
I was gonna ask that because I had saw something with Dr. Umar. He was trying to find one of them things here in Baltimore school. Well, man, what's your thoughts on that?
Listen,
anybody
homie,
that's not from here,
when it comes to blood, homie, like I'ma say my energy when I see him, but my take on blood is when it comes to him, he's a good talker. I can't speak on him personally because I don't know the homie personally, but I follow certain things when it comes to him. He's a good talker. He's a very good talker. Very good talker. I know a lot of cats like him too. That's real good at talking. See, we don't do a lot of talking. We just pop up and work. I know a lot of people. He's a hell of a good talker. I just want to know where all that bread at.
the thing about it is that we all
bread at? Where all that bread at from schools? What the bread at that you receiving to get this one so-called school? That's my question. Where's that bread?
Not even what I got with that is, see, the conscious community thing, I knew nothing about it. That's my brother Lane. He brought all them, I don't know nothing about none of them. Like,
see, I was on the internet, right?
Cause y'all had dealings with like Polight, right?
Yeah, I'm about to go into that.
Yeah.
I was on the internet. So I'm into a lot of that. I'm into a lot of that. But once you, but see, the thing is, it's like any other organization, any street gang, whatever the case may be, it looks good on the outside. Once you get in it, you see what it really is. And it's a lot of bullshit.
Every single day, feeding the people, my nigga. I get a check every month for being disabled. That's why I give my check. Give it to them. My mind's full of bullet holes. It's full of bullet holes. How many times you got shot? I shot 13 times, 5 different times, homie. And I'm out here with one leg. You mean tell me y'all can't help? I can't do nothing? Are you serious? I got one leg to this shit, bro. I'm out here feeding people. Y'all can't go out here and help? Fuck y'all and fuck your family. That's how I feel.
Facts.
That's how I feel. And I'm gonna continue what I'm going until I rest in peace. You know what I'm saying? I'm out here for the people. I ain't out here for myself or get anything out of it. But guess what? I ain't getting no grade out of it.
But I noticed that, everybody kept going at this one cat. You know what I'm saying? Everybody kept targeting Polight. I'm like, why everybody keep targeting this cat for? You know what I'm saying? But I like that because I like the other underdog. I like that. You feel me? So I'm like, why people keep targeting this cat? So already I was always a fan of Blood already because everybody was targeting him. So I'm following Blood for a minute. Finally came to Baltimore. I said, oh yeah. I told my brother, a couple of our homies, yo, show us something in Baltimore. Let's pull up. Alright, we pulled up. So I'm thinking that, you know, okay, this okay, we ready to go. That's what I'm telling him. Oh, it's on now. We ready to pop. It's on. Cause Blood be doing his, he be traveling doing his thing. So we ready to pop now. Bad. We met Blood on Saturday. I pulled up on Blood. And I was leaving up. Ran up on him. What's up, Blood? You know what I'm saying? The homies out here. Any issues? We gonna deal with it. We got him on deck. We gonna deal with it. Bad. So Blood hit me up with the next morning. What y'all doing this? What y'all doing? It's a Sunday, man. Hit us up. What y'all doing? Oh, we do every Sunday. Feed the people. We went in on it. I bet. We gonna pick Blood up. So we go spend, you know, like I said, our money, our pocket.
You already had it in the car when we got it.
Yeah. You're right. We go spend about what? A couple dollars. About 80, 90 pieces, something like that. Go feed the people. So he talking to us though. I'm gonna mentor y'all. I'm telling Blood this, but I'm gonna mentor y'all. I'm gonna set y'all up to the point y'all can do that, because we more focused on trying to feed more people. So whatever person can help us, like far as mentally, intellectually, and get us out there to get more revenue, to feed more people, we with it. We with it. Alright, bet. So we talking here and there. Come back to Baltimore. Airport. I go pick up from the airport. And mind you, you know what I'm saying? I got Blood like riding around with all him and his two as well? Yeah, it was 2 of them. Hold Blood there while he go handle his business. You know what I'm saying? He had another lecture. Me and the homies, we holding Blood down and shit. You feel me? So I'm thinking everything was going to pop, but you know, I started hearing, you know, he be on some scammy shit and tip people off for their money, and he not really for the people, or use the people to get what he had. I really ain't, bro. I kind of brushed that shit off. But when it hit home, you feel like, oh, something ain't right. Because Blood had hit me up one time and asked for $3 grand. I'm like, Blood, you know I do my money. I don't got no bread, homie. All money I go choose for my people. Now make sure I got bills of my own. You know what I'm saying? They're like, nah, it's for it's to set you up, you know what I'm saying, with something. I can't really explain it. I said, you know what, let me call Tahaka Bay. So I called Tahaka Bay, and I said, yo, Blood, Polight on the phone, and he told me, you need 3 racks. I do something like 3 pounds. What do you 3 racks for? I said, I don't know, Blood. He talking some crazy shit that's out of my league. I don't know. So I want you to hear what he's talking about, and we go from there. So he talks some shit like, I'm like, well, what the fuck is he saying? You know what I'm saying? So, long story short, got the phone. He's like, yo, Wolf, don't do it. Something ain't right. Something ain't right. Say no more. I told him, like, I ain't got 3 racks. Just be dishing out. He said, all right, we'll figure something out. Ain't heard nothing back from me about that. All right, bet. He hits my phone and said, what's his name, Sharif?
I've been looking dead at this dude. I just don't know his name.
I can't figure the cat out. But he put me on the phone with a cat that hit him up and said, Polight beat him for $3,500. He emailed me the contract. Excuse me. He emailed me the contract and everything for $3,500. So long story short, I got Blood $3,500 back. But I started hearing more and more shit, and we not really for that. I mean, we not really with the scamming, because I don't want nobody to tie our organization
to no bullshit.
To no bullshit when it comes to, you know what I'm saying, scamming people, because we don't do that. We don't do that. So I have no like physical beef with blood, but when it comes to the people, that's an issue. That's a big issue with me. And he's gonna be there in DC, supposedly. That's him. He's gonna fly too, right?
Mm-hmm.
He's gonna be there. And the crazy part about it, he's right next to me on the damn phone.
So have him come.
So when he do come, we're gonna talk. We're gonna talk. Because me personally, this is my opinion, I just think that Blood had a whole hidden agenda. I think that Blood used the people to get where he at right now. Now the people don't count no more. Now the people don't matter no more. That's what I'm saying. We do this for real. Like, everybody who come with us, no one can sit there and say, yo, them boys, they faking. Nah.
Y'all been the same since day one, since I
We
met you.
do this for real. So that's why people that come to Baltimore, they look up 300 Gangstas, they come holler at us.
Uh-huh.
We do this for real. So he's the type of cat that he don't really do this for the people, he do this for his pocket. That's just my opinion. That's just my opinion. And a lot of people think different, but I don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? I'm going off what I see and what I hear, what I know. He doing for his pocket. I mean, it's not really for the people. Like before I buy me a multi-million-dollar house, or before I buy me a big billion family, best to believe. Trust me, let me tell you something. We have had a discussion already. Before me or anybody a part of this organization buy a Bentley, a Phantom, a big house, believe you me, we probably didn't put about 10, 9 families in their own crib. At least.
You said this before, and you over a year ago you said
At
this.
least. Before we do any of that, I put this on Blood. Before we do any of that, we're gonna put at least 10 or better in houses already before we even think about buying a $1 million house or a Phantom or a Bentley, none of that crap. No way. Cause then we fraud for real. We really fraud for real. That's fact. We fraud for real. And I'm not with none of that. I need our organization to go from here and continue on and on and on and on and on and on. People gotta understand something. 300 Gangstas is nothing but an organization with a bunch of gangsters for the people. That's it. Cut and dry. Cut and dry. And he ain't for the people. And a lot of cats not for the people. A lot of conscious community, man, it's a bunch of bullshit. It's a bunch of bullshit. I mean, I really don't care how nobody feel about it. That's just facts. It's all about bread, money, economics for them, not the people. Now they do give out, you know what I'm saying, good knowledge, but at what cost? What cost? And somebody told me this a long time ago, and it stuck with me to this day for you, huh? They always say, if you're willing to do anything for free, money gonna come.
That's facts. That's facts.
Money gonna come. But you more focused on money than anything else. So we do this for free, homie. We don't ask for nothing. Nothing. We went to a church for the church giveaway. First thing they said was, how we donating the money? What? He said out of his mouth, keep your money. Let's go with the turkeys.
And what did the one pastor say? I'll take the money.
I'm like, whole time let's go. I'm ready to go off.
Yo, he wrote his hand.
He really said,
Oh no.
They don't want the money. I'll take the money.
I said, what? But that's like where we living, homie. We not,
Yeah.
A lot of them cats, man, Danny, all them cats is not for people. It's not for people.